This video is about converting a linear equation written in standard form into slope-intercept form. So the goal is I can rewrite an equation in standard form in a slope-intercept form. First, let's start with some review exercises. The directions say write an equation in slope-intercept form for each graph. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my y-intercept, which is where this line crosses the y-axis, which is right here at -5. So my b value is -5. And then next I need to find my slope. So I'm going to pick 2 points that lie right on those grid lines. So here's 1 point and here's another. And I notice I go down 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1, 2. So my slope is going to be a -3 over 2 because I went down 3 and then I went to the right 2. So if we write our equation in slope-intercept form, it's going to be y equals my slope, which is -3/2 x, and then my y-intercept, my b value, which is a -5, so -5. Let's try number 2 now. So first I'm finding my y-intercept, which is right here at a +2. And next I'm going to find my slope. So I'm going to pick 2 points on the graph again. I'm going to pick this point and this point right here. I'm noticing I'm going up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope is 1 over 4. And then my equation of the line is y equals 1/4 x plus 2. All right, first let's talk about what standard form is. So standard form is a linear equation, and we're used to slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Standard form looks a little bit different. This one takes the form of ax plus by equals c. So now the a, the b, and the c are all real numbers, but a and b cannot be 0. So if we look at below at our examples, we can see that form, our a value would be 10, our b value would be -8, and our c value would be -2. So let's try some example problems. So the directions state rewrite each equation in slope-intercept form. So first, let's remember what slope-intercept form is. It's y equals mx plus b. So looking at these equations, what I want to do is I want to isolate that y variable on one side and move everything else to the other side. So for number 1, we have 10x minus 8y equals a -2. So first thing, to isolate this y right here, I want to move the 10x onto the other side. So the opposite of a 10x is a -10x. So I'm going to subtract 10x on both sides of my equation. 10x minus 10x cancels. Now I have -8y is equal to, first I'm going to put my x term, which is a -10x, and then I'm going to put my number term, which is just -2. Next I want to continue getting that y variable all by itself, so I'm going to divide everything by a -8. So -8 divided by a -8 is 1, so I have 1y, or I just write y, equals. Now this fraction I'm going to simplify here, so the 2 negatives are going to turn to a positive, and then 10 over 8 simplifies to 5/4. So I have 5/4 x, and then -2 divide it by a -8. Those two negatives are going to make a positive, and if I divide the top and bottom by 2, I'm going to get 1/4. So here my slope is 5/4, so 5/4, and my y-intercept is 1/4. Let's try number 2 now. So again, I want to isolate my y variable. So first, I'm going to move that x term onto the other side of the equation. So instead of a -3x, I'm going to add 3x to both sides of my equation. So -3x plus 3x, that goes away, that cancels, that makes 0. And then I have 3y is equal to, I'm going to put my x term first so that it's in the form of the slope-intercept form. So I have 3x and then -12. Next, I'm going to continue by getting the y variable all by itself. So now I'm going to divide everything by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so now I have 1y, or just y, equals 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I have 1x, or you can just write x. And then -12 divided by 3 is a -4, so I have -4. So now my slope is a +1, and my y-intercept is a -4.